Hi, my name is Heather McIntyre. In this video, I'm going to talk about ethical conduct. Ethical conduct is very important for anybody in any workplace. However, for management accountants, it's even more so important. The Institute of Management Accountants have put in place very clear guidelines of ethical conduct that they require all of their members to follow. The Institute of Management Accountants have given management accountants tools to achieve high standards of ethical conduct. That way we can express our values to be able to lead us to do the right thing. The first tool that the IMA gives management accountants are very basic principles. These principles include honesty, fairness, objectivity, and responsibility. Management accountants are usually held to a higher standard of ethical conduct. They are watching out for other employees and other coworkers, and usually the business organization, supervisors, bosses, or even owners look to management accountants to make sure that their business is being run honest and fair. They want to make sure that they're not losing money in any areas of the company, and they want to make sure that all employees are behaving responsibly. There are 4 areas of standards for management accountants to be able to follow. That way they can accurately and correctly do their jobs and be honest and objective in the workplace. The first standard is competence. Management accountants need to be competent in their job. They need to be capable, and they need to always strive to continually develop their knowledge and skills, so they need to always be learning. They need to be learning new laws. They need to be learning new company standards. They need to always be aware of any new information. The second area of standards is confidentiality. Management accountants are supposed to be able to keep their mouths shut. Lots of professionals have this requirement. However, for management accountants, when there's money involved, they need to be able to keep information confidential. Private information should not be shared with anyone. They need to be able to refrain from using confidential information for any kind of advantage. The third area of standards is integrity. Integrity is also important. It's important because management accountants must always strive to be sincere and truthful in all aspects. When a conflict of interest arises, it's their job to alleviate any kind of dispute. They also need to advise everyone of any possible conflicts. They also need to refrain from engaging in any kind of questionable behavior that may keep them from carrying out their duties. The fourth area of standards is credibility that management accountants are expected to achieve. They need to be able to communicate fairly and objectively, and they need to be able to disclose relevant information to their superiors or their bosses or even their business owners. They need to be able to report any kind of deficiency, and they need to be able to have internal controls in place to be able to conform with an organization's policies and procedures. Sometimes a management accountant might encounter a problem that could occur in the workplace where there could be an ethical dilemma or some questionable behavior from another coworker or employee. And there are steps put in place for the management accountant to follow to be able to resolve the conflict. Following a company's established policies are first and foremost. However, sometimes a conflict can't be resolved by following company guidelines. In that case, first you would bring a problem to your immediate supervisor. If that problem isn't resolved, then you need to follow the chain of command to the next immediate supervisor, and that would be the appropriate course of action. Letting your supervisor know that you're going up the chain of command keeps the line of communication open and honest. Unless your supervisor is involved with this unethical conduct, talking to others about ethical problem at hand is inappropriate, unless the authorities need to be involved. The second step would be to clarify. You need to clarify yourself. You can do this by talking to an IMA ethics counselor or maybe just another professional that you might know. That's another option to be able to get a better idea of how to handle this conflict of interest that you are facing. So that way you can better understand how to follow an appropriate course of action. The third step to try to gain resolution for this conflict that you might be facing is to go talk to your attorney. Go and consult with someone, a professional, to find out exactly what your rights and legal obligations are. You don't want to be stuck in a situation where blame could eventually fall on your shoulders. As a management accountant, you should commit to be an ethical professional.